Well, hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Thorzax here. And one of the things that I'm going to bring up is that I've been working on a different load for my 38 special. Quite a while back, I went ahead and I bought the 200 grain Lee round nose flat point. And, some people call it the Super Police or whatever, you load it in the 38 special. Now, Fortune Cookie did a series on this particular bullet, and he used HS6. Now, I'm going to use HS6 as a baseline to start my loadings, but I also plan on loading it with N340 and also trying some other different powders with it, like AA number 7. By the way, let's move this out of the way here. Okay, all the firing we're going to be doing is going to be, as you can see, it's unloaded, all right? It's out of the 686, Combat Magnum. This is the -2. I've had this gun forever. It was a anniversary gift, first year anniversary gift when I first got married. I paid $262 for it, brand new. So, I mean, that was quite a while ago. It's been a great gun. I mean, I've shot thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of 357 Magnums through this gun. When I bought this gun, I told myself, I'm going to shoot nothing but Magnums through it. I'm going to shoot full strength Magnums through it. And, you know what? The timing on it is perfect. The cylinder gap. The cylinder gap in there, I don't know if you can really see it or not. The cylinder gap, still in good shape. I mean, and also the cylinder mouths. The cylinder mouths are right about, 357, 35, around there. I know one thing, if I go ahead and size my bullets to 358, I get really good accuracy and I don't get any leading. I really like the 686. I am a Smith and Wesson man. Okay, I will tell you that. I do own Rugers. Rugers are a tough gun. But I think what you do is you end up sacrificing a bit for the Ruger because of the strength of the Ruger, okay, for one thing. And also, Ruger, their claim to fame is to make a pistol, a strong pistol, a good quality pistol, but make it for a lower cost than the Smith and Wesson. But I really feel that the Smith & Wesson, okay, now this is just my opinion, the Smith & Wesson is a much better pistol, and I'll tell you why. When you take a Smith & Wesson pistol and you turn it upside down and you go ahead and you wiggle the trigger back and forth, there's hardly any play at all, okay, hardly any play. Now I've seen Rugers where there's a lot of play there, side to side. Also, another thing too about Smith & Wesson. If you look down the back channels, okay, on each side of the hammer, you'll notice that there is no wear marks. Okay, see that? When I cock the hammer and the hammer falls, it doesn't rub against the side of the inside of the frame. That's something that their pistol smiths did at Smith & Wesson. Just small little details like that. Also, with a Smith & Wesson, I like a hammer mounted firing pin, okay? Another advantage that the Smith & Wesson has over the Ruger is that the hammer fall distance is shorter than on the Ruger, and it gives it a much faster lock time, okay? Jerry Michelik and hundreds of other revolver guys out there that, basically shoot for a living use Smith & Wesson pistols. And they use them because of the dynamics that go into the Smith & Wesson. The small things that go into the Smith & Wesson. I'm not too pleased with what's, the product that Smith & Wesson is putting out now. I have opinions about that. That'll just be, that would just be going down the rabbit hole, and I don't even want to do that. But, it's the same thing, transfer bar safeties, all this stuff, frame mounted, firing pin. On a Ruger pistol, your hammer goes forward, hits the, it hits a transfer bar. The transfer bar transfers its energy to the firing pin, and then the firing pin hits the back of the primer. Now on a Smith and Wesson, this right here is what hits the primer. That has direct ignition with your primer. Another thing about lock time, even though we're talking milliseconds there, it still is lock time. These are, in my opinion, guys, these are the best built handguns as far as production guns, without going custom, that you can buy, is a Smith and Wesson. At least an older one. They're made beautifully. This is a great gun. I trust my life to this gun. Well, anyway, so that's enough about that. All the firing that I'm going to be doing is going to be out of that 357 Magnum, because what I'm going to be doing with the 200 grain round nose flat point is I'm going to be loading that. Now I already have some loaded right here, and these are loaded with 5.0 grains of HS6. Now this is the same load. Well, he used 4.9, somewhere around there, but I rounded it out to 5.0 of HS6. And so we're going to go out, we're going to try these. I've loaded up 20 rounds. I'm also going to go ahead and ladder load these. I'm going to bring them up to 5.7. And we're going to see how 5.7 does in the way of pressure and accuracy. Okay. Now I watched Cookie's video when he was shooting. He was shooting off the bench and he was shooting for accuracy. This is a really accurate load. At least he got very good accuracy out of the Ruger that he was firing in, and also his Rossi lever action. So what we're going to do is we're going to start charging powder and see how it goes. Also, this little scale here, great. It's fantastic. You 5.7. We'll go ahead and dump that one. What I'm going to do is put this on here, and then I'm going to go ahead and zero it. Go to the modes. Grains. Set that back on there. This should be 5.7. Bingo. 5.7, right on the money. Go ahead and back it up with this scale. 5.7, it's teetering there. 5.7. Something like that. Yeah, so we're right on 5.7 now. What I want to do is I want to work up a load that has a little more punch to it. Now, I looked at the velocities that he was getting from his 6-inch barreled Ruger, and I plan on firing these from 4-inch barreled guns. And so we're probably going to be in the neighborhood of about 650 feet per second with 5.0. I'm kind of guessing that right now. So what I want to do is I want to get up to 5.7 and see if that makes a difference in the way of our velocity. I want to push the velocity up a little bit, but I do not want to overpressurize the case, for what it's designed for. Excuse me. Again. Right in there. I'll tell you one thing, for a 38 bullet, this is really a heavyweight. As you can see, I gas checked them. They've been lubed with the Canuba Red white label. And these bullets are just range recovery lead. I've added a little bit tin to it to, have it flow better through my furnace. But they turned out pretty good. I put them through the Star Lubricizer, and boom, 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 man. We're in. Okay. One thing about talking and charging cases, make sure that you check. Make sure that you charge your cases properly. You know, don't skip any and don't put any double charges in there. That's real easy to do with this amount of powder, by the way. It only takes a little bit. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Bingo. Well, it's a change of the weather, guys. It looks to me like it's split pea with ham time, so soup, for dinner. We've been getting down there around 45 degrees, 40 degrees at night. It's temperature is starting to drop off, and believe me, summertime is gone, and we won't have too many days left of fair weather. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to continue loading these. I'm going to get those rounds loaded up with the 5.7 grains. And we're going to take the 5.0 grains. We're going to go ahead and go out to the range. And we're going to go ahead and fire those from a rest at 25 yards and see how that works. So when we get back, we'll probably be out at the range, and I'll see you then.